Welcome to Fearful Horror Stories. Like or share. He wasn't a man. He wasn't a ghost. He was something far more ancient and far more organized. Leo thought the game was over. He was wrong. The dropping of the switch wasn't defeat. It was an invitation to the next level. Tonight, we uncover the terrifying truth behind the man in the woods, the secret society he serves, and why Leo was chosen. This is the final chapter. This is the origin of the fear. Welcome to the end game on Fearful Horror Stories. This is The Deadly Switch, Part 3, The Order, the Key. 3 months had passed. The switch sat in the drawer, a dormant monster. Leo had sold a car, moved apartments, and started seeing a therapist. The official story was comfortingly simple. A traumatic event, a psychologically disturbed assailant. He almost believed it. The human mind craves normalcy, and Leo's was building a fragile shell of it, day by day. But shells are made to be cracked. It started with wrong numbers. A call at 3:17 a.m. Nothing but static on the other end. Then, a postcard in his mailbox. A picture of a dense, anonymous forest. No stamp, no postmark, no message. Just the image. His new address wasn't listed anywhere. The shell began to fracture. He became a connoisseur of silence, hearing threats in every creak of his new floorboards. He was hyper-aware of the people around him. The mailman who lingered too long. The new neighbor who always seemed to be getting into his car as Leo was leaving. Was that a knowing glance? A slight smile? The Order, the Key was playing a slower, more insidious game. They weren't threatening his life. They were dismantling his sanity, thread by thread. The breakthrough came from the most unlikely place. His therapist's office. Dr. Evans, an older woman with sharp eyes, listened to his paranoia about the postcard. She didn't dismiss it. Instead, she asked a strange question. Leo, before the incident, did you experience any profound guilt? A deep regret over a choice you made? A life you might have ruined? The question was a key turning in a lock he didn't know existed. It flung open a door to a memory he'd buried. Years ago, as a young financial analyst, he had approved a loan for a seemingly prosperous company. The company was a fraud. It collapsed, and dozens of small investors, including a retired couple who put their entire life savings into it, were wiped out. The husband, devastated, had a heart attack and died a week later. Leo had compartmentalized it. It was a business decision, a mistake. He had moved on. He told her. Dr. Evans was silent for a very long time. Describe the ignition switch to me again, she said quietly. He did. The shape, the weight, the way the light caught its teeth. I've heard a story like yours before, she whispered, her voice dropping as if afraid the walls might hear. From another patient years ago, a woman who had caused a fatal car accident while texting and then lied under oath to avoid blame. She was hunted, tested. Her switch was a piece of her broken headlight. She leaned forward. It's a legend in obscure psychological circles. They call themselves the Order, the Key. They are not killers. They are moral auditors. They believe guilt is a tangible energy. They seek out those who carry profound, unacknowledged guilt and trap them in a personalized nightmare. The switch is a symbol, a focus object for your specific sin. You were never in real physical danger. The goal was never to kill you. Leo stared, his blood running cold. Then what was the goal? To make you confront what you'd done. To make you feel the terror and helplessness your actions cause in others. The man in the woods. He was an emissary. You passed his test. You felt the fear. The drop switch was their mark of completion, their receipt. A wave of dizzying relief washed over Leo. It was over. It was insane, but it was over. He wasn't going to be murdered. He was absolved. Dr. Evans's face remained deadly serious. But the postcards, the calls, that is not their way. Once the lesson is administered, they vanish. They never make contact again. The relief evaporated, replaced by a new, more confusing terror. Then who was contacting me? Before she could answer, the power in the office building cut. The room plunged into darkness. Leo's heart hammered against his ribs. Through the window, he saw the street lights were still on. This was localized, targeted. A moment later, the emergency lights flickered on, casting the room in a dim, red glow. Sitting on the chair opposite him, where Dr. Evans had been, was a new figure. A younger man, dressed in a dark hoodie. He was calmly spinning a small, metallic object on his finger. It was a different ignition switch. The man smiled. It wasn't the calm, philosophical smile of the first emissary. This was a cruel, excited grin. "The Order considers your case closed," the new man said, his voice a sly, mocking whisper. "They think you learned your lesson, but we disagree." "We?" Leo stammered. "The old order is cautious. They believe in balance. In lessons." The man leaned forward, the red light glinting in his eyes. "We are the Schism. We think their methods are outdated. Why just teach a lesson when you can recruit? You've seen the machinery, Leo. You know how it works. You have a talent for survival, and you carry a guilt that makes you pliable." He tossed a new switch to Leo, who fumbled and caught it on instinct. The first game was a test. "You passed. This," he said, pointing to the new switch in Leo's hand, "is your invitation. Your first assignment is in 2 days. Be ready, or we will revert to the Order's original fail-safe protocol. And trust me, you do not want that." He stood up and walked to the door. He paused, looking back. "Oh, and Dr. Evans won't be bothering you. She's taking a long vacation." He left, leaving Leo sitting in the blood-red light, holding a new key to a new nightmare. Transformed from a pawn into a player in a game he never wanted to understand. Who is the Schism? What is their endgame? And will Leo become a hunter to avoid being prey? The world of fear just got much, much bigger. This story preys on the ultimate fear, that your past mistakes will not only come back to haunt you, but will define your entire future. If you believe no one is truly innocent, comment the Schism below. Let us know if you want a part for exploring this terrifying new faction. Smash the like button if this conclusion shocked you. Subscribe to Fearfull Horror Stories and hit the bell. The game is evolving, and you are all potential players.